The Senate Intelligence Committee is hearing testimony this morning on threats to America from all around the world. Senators are questioning the Director of National Intelligence and the chiefs of the CIA, the National Security Agency, and the FBI. They are also expected to ask about FBI tactics in the Russia investigation. Former CIA Director Leon Panetta also served as Secretary of Defense in the Obama administration and Chief of Staff for President Bill Clinton. He's in Washington this morning. Secretary Panetta, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to be with you.
You have had such an interesting perspective in your government profession, holding so many different roles. So I want to ask you in particular about how the nation's top secrets are handled inside this White House, given the recent allegations against the former staff secretary, Rob Porter. Is it unusual to have someone who doesn't have a full clearance handling this type of intelligence?
It's unusual this far into a new administration. It's over a year that this administration has been in office, normally, because of the priority of getting security clearances to those that have to be involved with top secret and highly classified information, it usually is a priority that's focused on. So I think the fact that there are still a number of individuals that don't have a full security clearance is a real problem. And hopefully it'll be dealt with, but it creates a risk because individuals are going to see highly classified information coming across their desk, and it creates a risk that they could see that.
And I want to ask you about the role of Chief of Staff, because you have been a White House Chief of Staff. It's our understanding, CBS News is reporting that the FBI finished their background check on Rob Porter in the summer and gave that information to the White House. And one official is saying that Rob Porter's interim clearance would have expired last month. And so says this: the fact that Chief of Staff Kelly, a former military officer and former Secretary of Homeland Security, would not have seen this as a problem is staggering. He would know better than anyone that managing highly restricted information is essential to American national security. Every person who has access to the most sensitive pieces of intelligence must be supremely trustworthy. Do you think that this White House is allowing someone without the proper clearance to handle some of the nation's top secrets? And is Kelly culpable?
Well, somebody's dropping the ball, that's for sure, because these investigations should have been completed. And, you know, John Kelly is a Marine general. He understands the importance of getting these clearances done. I can't believe that more pressure has not been brought on those involved to complete this and try to get everyone cleared so that they can get on with the business of the country. So yeah. I think, you know, if you're looking for where to place blame, I think everybody bears some responsibility here. It's not just the Chief of Staff, it's others who should be asking, where is my security clearance, and shouldn't it be completed, rather than standing back and allowing this interim security clearance to take effect. That just is a bad way to do business.
You had told NPR in the past that you were worried about Chief of Staff Kelly because he's not a politician, that he is a Marine with a military background. What are you concerned about?
Well, you know, John is somebody who is first and foremost a Marine. He's very dedicated to the country. I'm sure he's dedicated to whoever is commander-in-chief. But John is not a politician, and he probably doesn't want to be a politician.
Why is it important to be a politician in this particular case?
Because, you know, a Chief of Staff has to be careful about what he says and how he says it, because the most important thing is that the Chief of Staff should not become the headline. Chief of Staff should, frankly, stay in the background and recognize where the landmines are in terms of public policy and also press policy. So that's just something hopefully John can learn in that job.
Secretary Panetta, the New York Times reports that there's been a 34% turnover rate in the White House. Rob Porter is one of those that's been out the door. Given your experience across all of government, how does an administration work when you have that kind of turnover? When does the team get on the field and operate as one voice if everybody's turning over that fast?
You can't field a football team if 30% of the players are not there. That's just a reality. And the same thing is true for the White House and for the administration, for that matter. I think it's really important that they fill those jobs that involve the kind of responsibility that an administration has to exert if they're going to do the business of the country. How can you do the business of the country if you don't have key people in place? It just is not going to happen. One or two people can't cover all of those bases. That's just a reality. I think it's incumbent upon the administration, incumbent upon the personnel people there to get these jobs filled so that they can do the business of the country.
All right. All right, Leon Panetta, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much.